Why do we give vaccines as quickly as we do with the schedule that we have? Hi, I'm Dr. Bryce. I'm an OBGYN resident and mom of 5 in West Virginia. And I get this question a lot. So as always, please like, follow, and share. And let's dive into why our vaccine schedule is trying to give so many vaccines so quickly, because I'm sure it is incredibly overwhelming as a parent, especially with all the misinformation that's out there. This time is really scary because it's really hard to figure out who is someone that I can trust. So I completely understand the hesitation and the fear, especially when you think, well, you can't give Motrin because I have another safer alternative that is Tylenol that is also effective at bringing your child's fever or temperature down. But also before 6 months, or really before 3 months with a fever, I want you to go into the ER if your child has a fever. And then even between 3 and 6 months, it's always a good idea to reach out to your pediatrician. That being said, the reason why the vaccine schedule is as aggressive as it is at getting your child so many vaccines so quickly is to keep them safe. We do not want your child unprotected. You would not let your child go outside without a coat in the winter or a blanket within the winter. This is the same thing. It's a layer of protection. We want your child to have that as quickly and as soon as possible. And what we know is that when we don't do that, kids end up sick and some kids die. And that's why we have the schedule that we do. Additionally, we've tested this schedule over and over again. We routinely, not only did we have testing before we have made it the official schedule, but we've continued to follow up and make sure that there's no problems and that kiddos aren't having problems with the schedule that it is. And so again, this schedule is safe, it is effective, and our main goal is to keep your child safe. It's because we know that if we don't do things like give the hepatitis B on the first day of life, there's a chance that they could get hepatitis as a child and then end up with liver cancer as an adult. That's why we do it. There's no other reason. It's just because kids died before we did this. So that's why the schedule is as aggressive as it is. That's why there's so many. But at the same time, think about all the things that your child is exposed to just by picking something up and putting it in their mouth. All day long, that's all they do is get exposed to these things. And so again, vaccines are safe, they're effective, the schedule is safe and effective. If you have questions, I really encourage you to find a pediatrician that you trust who you can ask these questions to. Why is it okay to give vaccines before 6 months when I can't give Motrin? That's a great question to talk to your pediatrician about.